Tonight, as my special guest, I have the biggest queen bee in Charlotte, Miss Keenan McGrath. I'm so excited to have you on the set, girl.
Thank you so much.
So I met you at a recent event and I was just in awe of all the things that you do. Like you are just this burst of energy. And we always are looking for women that empower other women. So you touched me with that first meeting. But I loved your energy, but I also like your story. So I want to hear about from going from the mosquito business to being a beekeeper, the queen bee.
Well, so I do have a mosquito control business, and mosquito control is we are using some chemicals, some pesticides, and so while that's very, very helpful for protecting people from mosquito-borne illnesses and making it enjoyable to be outside, there is a chance for residual effect on other pollinators, and so what I thought is I have to find a way to kind of counterbalance. And really, I had seen an interview years ago where Bill Gates said that he gave a certain amount of money to environmental charities in order to offset his carbon footprint. And I thought, well, how can I do that? Not being a millionaire, how can I do that? So I thought, let me find a way to support the bees. So I got in touch with some local beekeepers and started learning more about bees, learning more about their habits, what it is that I can do to protect them as much as possible within my company. And then the more I learned about them, they're so fascinating, I started wanting to raise them myself. And so I took on a project to have my own beehive. It is pink.
I love it. And you have a pink suit.
It's pink. I have a
Beekeeper
pink suit.
I love it. Of course.
So the honey out of that beehive is far more fabulous than anyone else's honey.
Of course, Dom, you're the queen bee.
And yes, I brought you a little sample.
Thank you.
But it is. It's just fascinating how they work together. And the idea is a hive is all female bees. The drone bees stay outside. All female bees, and they all just kind of know what it is they're supposed to do to make the hive survive.
Right.
Some of them work on making new bees. Some of them work on making wax. Some of them do all of these things. And I thought, gosh, that's really how I live in my community, with the women in my neighborhood, with the people at work, with the people at your church. You have your hives,
right? Absolutely.
And without them, without somebody to call and say, hey, oh my gosh, can you get my kid from the bus stop? I'm not going to be there. Or hey, I forgot to drop off this. Can you get it? We wouldn't make it. And so I thought of this idea of we're living a hive life, and so I want to use the company to promote pollinator research and help support it, but also I'm looking at some local charities too and inviting other creators to be a part of it. I'm partnering with other brands to come up with new products all the time and really just kind of celebrate community in a
I
hive.
love that because it really is about community. And when you talk about how women all work together and as a community, we all work together.
Right.
And it's so empowering because we lift each other up and help each other. And it is similar to exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
Working together in the bee community.
That's right. That's right. I mean, listen, in a hive, there's one queen bee. In life, some days you're the queen bee, some days you're the
Right.
worker bee. But, without having everybody in it together, we would just be kind of alone on an island, and that would be sad.
That would be sad, Keenan.
It would be sad.
It would be sad. I love
Right.
that. So we're going to take a quick break and look at some of your amazing pictures as you are the pink bee, queen bee. And then we're going to come back and see what we can talk to that you're going to change the world. Charlotte, next city, to a bigger community. We'll be right back. And now we're back with Keenan, the real queen bee. Keenan, I'm so excited to have seen all these great pictures of you. And I love when I met you that you were a woman that had it all. You have a great career, you have children, you're married, you just like have this great life, but you want more. So do you think that women really do have to sacrifice anything to have it all?
I think women have to sacrifice a lot of things to have it all. I believe that you can have it all. You just can't necessarily have it all at the same time. So this has been a growth process. I started my business. It was small. I still have to do other things to make ends meet, but I grew it and I grew it and I tried new things and I experimented and I went to networking opportunities and I made new contacts and I gave myself grace and time to learn and grow. And now here I am 5 years into the mosquito business. And I've been able to start the honey business as well with all those new contacts. And as my kids have gotten older, they've been able to help me with all the parts of the business. My husband helps with parts of the business. But it has been a process, and you have to be able to see the forest through the trees and not expect it all to happen in an instant.
Right. But I love what you said, because I do think there are sacrifices. And I do think, like exactly what you said, you can't have it all at the same time, but it's all in God's timing. And I do feel like things and people are in your life for a reason and sometimes for a season. And you have to have patience and grace.
Right.
So what I love too about you is that you lift up other women. You feel like the room is big enough for all of us. You don't
absolutely.
feel like that you have to be the only shining star, because at different times in our lives we are the shining stars, and then you have to help other people to feed that seed to be the shining star.
That's right. And I've made some contacts recently with women who have their own companies. They do something maybe side by side with what I do. We work together to form a new product that I have out, or to do things like this, or networking events or community events. And I spend time meeting women thinking of, okay, who do I know that can help this person? Because you having a wonderful career takes nothing away from me having a wonderful career. If we can do something together, that's even better. But I've truly found in this whole owning a business process that women they can't necessarily help me physically, like work for me physically all the time, but they will immediately start thinking of who they know, who they can connect me with, how they can help me with the resources they have, even if they've just met me. And I think that's kind of an instinctive hive mind thing for
I like
women.
it, hive mind.
Yes.
Hive-minded. Yes.
So,
but that's the world that we live in. I think the majority of it is people, by human nature, want to help other people. Because we just do. I mean, we're empaths, most of us, and you want to help the other person, lift them up and help their career and help them get started, which is a wonderful place to be. And I think when you do things like you do to help others, then it makes your life more enriched.
oh, absolutely. I have so many contacts, there would be no reason for me to know these people on earth, and now I'm involved in their lives because we're working together on projects, or just because they like to follow along and see what my business is doing. I like to see what their business is doing.
Exactly.
Give each other ideas. You see somebody doing something great on social media and you go, hey, did that work? Or how did you make that real? And it's great. We help each other out.
It's empowering. It's just empowering, and it's making a difference. Well, I'm excited for you. I knew I wanted to have you as a guest when I first met you, and I love what you're doing, with being the queen beekeeper, and I love that you're making an imprint, in our area, but also on the bigger picture. So thank you so much, and so
thank
much
you.
good luck to you with all that you're doing.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Aw. Keenan. She is not only the queen bee, but she's making a difference and buzzing everywhere here in Charlotte.